So Microsoft has decided after 18 years of faithful service, Xbox Live is time to retire. And it looks like free-to-play games are indeed going to be free-to-play without an Xbox Live subscription. That's good, because Sony and Nintendo have been doing that for years now. Let's talk about it. Alrighty guys, share my screen. I have a couple of articles pulled up here with some pretty highlights. They will be cited or sourced down there in the description below. You know, just like in college on YouTube, you gotta cite your sources, boys. So first of all, Xbox Live is no more. After 18 years, Microsoft will soon rename to Xbox Live, and the service is now going to be called Xbox Network. That doesn't have the same ring. You know, maybe you could call it Xbox Net for short. That still doesn't sound good. Xbox Live sounds good. It rolls off the tongue nicely, and most importantly, no features are being changed or anything like that, but I will say, the name Xbox Live is synonymous with online gameplay. There was a good 5 to 7 year block or chunk in time between like the ass end of the Xbox original through the Xbox 360's lifespan, and then also into like the very beginning of the 8th generation, the Xbox One and PS4. Where Xbox Live was the definitive place to play online games. PSN wasn't even close, didn't hold a candle to it as far as server stability, lower pings, better user interface, easier to chat with your buddies, easier to get in and out of lobbies. It was just a better experience overall. Now granted, PSN and Xbox Live are virtually identical now as far as the user experience, but I will say that for a lot of people, a lot of diehard long-term Xbox or Team Green fans, no longer seeing Xbox Live on the dashboard on their Xbox Series might be a little bit of a shock to the system, but, you know, fear not, boys. Sip a little ginger ale if you're getting nauseous, maybe sit down, have a cracker or something, and you'll feel just fine. And, you know, honestly, years from now, we won't even really care about the fact that the name is now called Xbox Net, and the fact is the features are still the same there. So now switching over to this article over here, this is huge. Ladies, take a look. Take a good peek at it. It's big. It's real. It's girthy. So, Microsoft tests lifting Xbox Live paywall for free-to-play multiplayer games. Oh my god, it is about time. This feature is currently accessible for early access members called Xbox Insiders, which you guys can sign up for. And basically what this new feature is going to enable is multiplayer free-to-play titles to be played without an active Xbox Live Gold subscription. So Sony and Nintendo, free-to-play titles are indeed free-to-play. Now there are certain titles, I'm not gonna lie, there is certain titles obviously on the PlayStation and the Nintendo that you need an online active paid-up subscription to play on. However, the major cross-platform, free-to-play, first-person shooters and battle royales like Fortnite, Apex Legends, Warzone. There's one that I'm forgetting, I'm sure. Spellbreak? Not the one I was thinking of, but that's another one, free-to-play, that you can play on these on the PlayStation and the Nintendo for free. And Xbox has required you to have that $60 annual pass active to play on. I don't understand it. You know, PC gaming is free online. You don't need any subscription to anything. You just jump on there, and most of the games I play are crossplay anyway, and I get better performance on the PC. So granted, if I can get the same experience or the same game on my PS5, my Xbox Series S, or my PC, especially if it's a first-person shooter and I can use things like higher frame rate, field of view slider, better textures, a mouse and keyboard, obviously I'm going to be on PC. So I wish that all consoles would kind of adopt that, and it seems like with Xbox finally joining Team Blue and Team Red, that is going to be the case. Xbox Insiders, specifically those in the Alpha, Skip Ahead, and Alpha programs, are currently testing a new version of the network that removes the gold requirement from multiplayer free-to-play games, looking for groups and party chat. So some features that have been paid to use previously. Would allow players for free to play Destiny 2, Fortnite. I don't know why they don't mention Apex or Warzone. Those are both also huge. This changes in recognition of Microsoft is a recognition by Microsoft of the way games have changed over Xbox Live's 18 years of service. Now players who may not have the means to pay an extra $60 a year can eventually play with their friends. The shift is something that Sony and Nintendo started undertaking years ago, removing the requirement for PlayStation Plus or Nintendo Switch Online for free-to-play games like RL. Good game. The Xbox Insiders program offers new Xbox features to players before they're available to the general public. It's like beta testing a game, but for your entire console's interface and user experience instead. So, I am highly considering joining Xbox Insiders just so I can test out some of these early beta features for you guys and give you guys my take, my twist, open up my coin purse and drop my 2 cents as long as there is no NDAs associated with being on this program and you are actually able to talk to the public about your opinion of these new features. If there is an NDA, there's not really a purpose in me experiencing new features and not being able to tell anyone about it. Having a gaming YouTube channel, having all the knowledge in the world and not being able to share it with my viewership means nothing to me. It's like having a 13-inch wang and not knowing how to use it. It's cool, cosmetically, good on you, bud, but it's not doing anything for anybody.
I got a thin dick!
So these restrictions are already gone for Xbox Insiders as of March 24th. That was yesterday. It's currently unclear when Microsoft will remove the paywall for all players, so that does need to happen for sure for Microsoft to stay competitive in that aspect. Now, granted, they do have Game Pass, which is an awesome subscription service, but as far as being able to play free-to-play games for, well, it's in the name, free-to-play. I think that should be a staple. That should be mandatory. That should be baked into the foundation of their online multiplayer, which we now know is called Xbox Net. It just doesn't sound the same, you know? Hey, you want to play some games with me on Xbox Network? I'll adapt to that, and, it's not a huge deal, but I do think that live sounded better. It had a better ring to it, and it's, 18 years of history there. All right, well, I'm excited about the free-to-play change. I think that's an awesome step for Microsoft. Hopefully that's implemented for all players, not just their Insider program, and I really don't care about the name change. It's not going to affect the way that Xbox Live operates or anything like that. Drop in the comment section below your guys' opinion on this news. We can get a little forum going on, a little conversation. I'm very active with my community here, and I do respond to my messages nightly. I usually lay in bed watching Netflix for about an hour and going through all my messages. It takes quite some time, and sometimes I don't get around to all the messages of the day, but I try my damnedest. If you enjoyed the video and you think free-to-play games should indeed be free to play, liking the video helps it to get seen by more people, which in turn grows my little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover a lot of news in the gaming community and industry, as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing. Alright guys, peace.